Hello, students. Last time we read about and learned about your foliage crops. This time we will be progressing further. We will be talking about vegetable crops. Vegetables are important part of our diet, as you are already aware of, because it provides us with various minerals, then carbohydrates, and sometimes a little bit of fat. Uh, so primarily, they provide us with vitamins and minerals. Most of the vegetables, as you are aware of, is herbaceous plants. Their crops are cultivated for their leaves, stems, as well as your roots or seeds. Then vegetables are the ones which really makes our food more tasty, isn't it? It becomes a part and parcel of our diet because it adds variety to our diet. As far as your environments are concerned, they are very important for the growth of your vegetables. There are more than 40 types of vegetables that are cultivated. Uh, Leafy salad vegetables, which we primarily consume, is spinach, lettuce, endive, etc. We get beet crops including carrot, beets, potato, sweet potato, turnip, radish, rutabagas, etc. And there are col crops including cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, which we normally consume in winters. So the crops which are grown for their fruit and seeds, like peas, melons, tomatoes, beans, sweet corn, are primarily consumed all throughout India, isn't it? And not only in India, the world throughout. So these vegetable crops are being used, and farmers, they know the climatic conditions which are important to grow these vegetables. There are various new methods which are being used nowadays so as to cultivate your vegetable crops. Then, one more good source of crops which we normally use is nut crops. Nut, which is a fruit of a plant, and the outer shell of most of the nut crops are very hard. There is a kernel inside. They are mainly cultivated in your tropical or temperate regions, and they are in temperate areas, primarily the kind of almond, chestnut, walnut are being primarily grown, which we normally consume. They are very nutritious with minerals in it. Peanuts, which are grown in subtropical as well as temperate areas. Your peanut is consumed in winters quite a lot, isn't it? And being used, you must have ate your peanut butter masala. Not butter masala, it is peanut butter, no? Yes. And tongue nut, which is used in the industries as its oil is used in your basically your making of varnish, isn't it? And paints. So tongue nut is also being used primarily for that. Then there is a yellow oil which dries quickly and used as a drying agent, which is also used as a waterproofing agent. So modern techniques of harvesting, shelling, as well as drying have made the nut farming a very large kind of an industry, and commercial farming needs a lot of care to protect the crop. Then fruit crops, most of us enjoy the kind of fruit which we normally enjoy all throughout the year, and there are the cultivations which are done throughout the world, like Crops like apple, cherries, pear, plum. Then there are all of these being temperate fruits. Then subtropical fruits like lemon, lime, your orange, your olive, figs. They are being used quite a lot all throughout the world with a lot of minerals and vitamins which are there in it. Then tropical fruits like banana, mango, dates, papaya, avocados, they are all important with berries as grapes, strawberries, raspberries, cranberries, blueberries, etc., which we normally consume day in and day out in various forms. But at the same time, while it is being grown all throughout the world, there is a special need of your control of insects and diseases, which are very important, especially in fruits like your mango and berries, and more so in most of the crops. These control of insects and diseases are of immense importance, because if it happens there is no control, then all the crops are destroyed. Most of the harvesting of fruit crop is done with mainly it is with hand, but many countries now in Europe and America use machines which have been introduced for the harvesting as well. Many of us are not aware because we do this kind of farming of fruit farming in a very small scale, but in countries like your Europe and America it is done in large scale, so it is being done in a much bigger way. Then there are non-food crops like they are used for raw material for industries like your cotton, tobacco, and rubber. They are cash crops as well. Some crops are grown for their medicinal value as well. You might be knowing about so many medicines with companies like Patanjali doing extremely well in the world. They are all dependent on non-food crops where medicinal things are very important, and more so, most of the pharma companies also rely a lot on the non-food crops, which are essential requirements for those pharma companies as well. As far as tobacco is concerned, it is being consumed in many ways. So that is also a cash crop, though it is not good for health, but it is being used throughout the world and it is being produced throughout the world. Then there is cotton, which normally which we use to manufacture so many clothes as well as other things of day-to-day usage. It requires bright sunshine while we are getting our cotton, and before harvest, and even cloudy weather, which is very harmful for these kind of crops. Then there are underutilized crops where the uh, crops which is used as a substitute to provide food crops and other crops that provide raw material to the industries, isn't it? And one such crop is triticale, that is used as a hybrid of wheat and rye. Triticale is the name. It is very rich in protein and it is developed as a food crop for both humans as well as animals, isn't it? So, triticale, that is used as hybrid of wheat and rye. As far as guele is concerned, it is another such plant which is grown as a source of rubber. They are mainly grown in semi-arid lands, and another plant of semi-arid land is gum weed, which is grown as a fodder crop and as a source of resin. So as they are mainly being produced in these kind of as a basically as a fodder crop as a source of resin. Then buffalo gourd is used as a source of starch, protein, and oil, a substitute of rapeseed, which is being developed as a cream, and another paper source which has been found in the form of carafe. As far as agriculture and environment is concerned, there is no doubt that whole of the population in the world is being provided with food with agriculture, and these activities are really very important. Most of the activities that are associated with agriculture are not environment friendly. Some activities affect directly and others indirectly. So mainly, if you see, a simple and unavoidable activities like tillage, which prepares the soil for planting, is or controlling weed. This action makes the soil bare. Bare means it is not able to be sustained as a your fertile. It is not as good to hold the fertility of the soil. So in that case, what is being done is that it makes the use of fertilizer important, and this is increasing day by day so as to produce more in a more controlled way. Because of the increasing population, the more food is required, and farmers are making efforts to minimize now the usage of fertilizers, just because it is having an environmental hazard. Every year, farmers have to fight with the pest, insects, and diseases. Farmers use various insecticides as well as pesticides to control the crops which they yield. Agriculture scientists are working on comprehensive program on pest management involving biological as well as chemical treatments. Thereafter, if you see, monoculture has been found to be harmful for the soil as it can lead to deficiency of a particular nutrient. So, crop rotation is one such method which can take care of the hazards of your monoculture. It can make the soil fertile, and that too with the lesser usage of fertilizer. So, as far as agriculture is concerned, it is the most important thing in our life. Without that, we cannot even think of sustaining our life. You cannot imagine any day all throughout the world, however progressive and however how much progress as a human being we have done, but if we are not able to have food for which we all work, then it will be, and we cannot sustain our life. Even the animals being around cannot sustain their life, isn't it? So that is one of the most prime things which is there to produce for. We cannot think of life without it. So it is very important. At the same time, if there are environmental issues which are connected to it, we need to take care of it. With all this, we need to produce more as well with the increasing population. So it is a uh, challenging aspect. It is not that easy to do an agricultural activity without your challenges that we meet for. We have to produce more. At the same time, we have to take care of the environmental issues, and we need to produce non-toxic products as well. So with all this, we come to an end of this chapter, agriculture. I will be giving you question answers and MCQs of this particular chapter. You can write your question answers in your notebook, and you can write your or write the answer in the book itself of MCQs. Okay, good day, students.